All right, good afternoon, class. Today I'll be presenting to you my marketing final strategy report, and the business that I chose was Zipquest, Waterfall, and Treetop Adventure. So who are we? We are a ziplining business that offers a one-of-a-kind Treetop Adventure. We have multiple tours that you can do, and we are also located in the northern part of Fayetteville, North Carolina. So what do we necessarily provide? Well, we do have ziplining adventures. We have two different kinds of adventures. We have a waterfall expedition, which is also known as our full course, or a treetop excursion, which is known as our half course. And those are basically our two main attractions. With the waterfall expedition, you get 8 zip lines, 3 spiral staircases, 3 suspension bridges, and you get to see the waterfall we have on property. The treetop excursion is basically the first 4 zips of the waterfall expedition, in addition to having one zip line that goes down to the ground. So on the treetop, you don't get to see the waterfall. And also we do offer Night Quest, which is basically where you can do the same course that we have, but at night. That's only offered on Friday and Saturday nights, and they usually go about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And we do also offer group adventures. So if you have 8 or more people, you can qualify to get a group discount, which I'll discuss later. And we do offer team building and strong bonds as a way to make a group more cohesive, whether it's a group of friends, family, or people that you work with. And we do offer the swing shot, which is a side attraction that we have, which is where you get pulled up in the air 45 feet. We pull a release cord and you swing out over our 85-foot gorge. And it gives the rider a more adrenaline-based ride than just the regular zip lining. And here is a map of basically the layout of our entire property, of all the zip lining, and where the swing shot's at, where the waterfall is located at, just to get a good visual representation. And for pricing and promotions, to do the waterfall expedition, it is $85 a person. The treetop excursion is $55, and it's $20 to do the swing shot. But we also do offer multiple promotions, to where if you're a AAA member, you get $5 off. If you're military, you get $10 off. And if you're a repeat guest discount, you get $15 off. And this is for when you come back a second time, a third time, a fourth time. Basically, every time you come after the first time, you can get $15 off. And throughout the calendar year, for different holidays, we do run certain promotions just for that time period. So who is our target market? Our target market is basically any individual, a group, a set of friends, families, or local tours that have the willingness to explore the great outdoors, and basically to learn more about the Carver Falls environment. And we are offered to most age groups, but not necessarily all, because the youngest that we allow out on our course is 8 years old, and that is so that that child can have the weight that is heavy enough to have enough momentum to get to the end of the zip line without having to self-rescue a lot. Um, but anything after that, all the way up into the mid 90s, is basically who we um, target for age group. So it's basically anybody besides a child that is younger than 8 years old. So the different ways that we do different marketing throughout the area is we do have advertisements on city buses, as you can see from an example in the background. We do radio ads. We have brochures that are handed out to guests when they come and inquire about us. We do print media, news articles, and we do have a lot of different forms of social media accounts. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are usually our 3 main ones that we use. Now for TripAdvisor's guest surveys and social media, TripAdvisor is a big way that we establish credibility with our business by having over 500 reviews of guests that have had a positive, fun, thrilling experience with our guides and the service that we offer of the zip lining adventures. And another way that we acquire like demographics too, and get a better understanding of how we operate in the eyes of the guest. A guest survey is sent to the email that is put on the waiver 72 hours after the tour time, and usually the turn rate on that is about 10%, so just about any other average survey, but it's still positive feedback that we get to learn from that. And we do currently have our three main social media platforms that we operate on: our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter. Now here's a brief SWOT analysis that we have. A strength that we do have is great customer service skills as backed up by our TripAdvisor reviews. A weakness though is that we do limit the access to the Waterfall area. But a great opportunity of this would be able to provide a guided hike for people that may not go on the tour itself, whether that's due to health reasons or they just simply have the fear of wanting to go ziplining. And also a big threat that can occur to our business, which has happened before in the past, is inclement weather. So if it's raining excessively, we have high winds. If it's flooding, if it's raining, sleeting, anything that's to the extreme like that, it can hinder the amount of people that can come out to our course. And it has happened before with Hurricane Matthew, which ultimately took down our second platform. Luckily, we weren't in operation on that day, but it did take about 2 weeks to fully get back our operation up and running to be able to run tours. Now, local competitors, even though we don't necessarily have a ziplining place that's close by, we do have other businesses that are in the same area as us. And two examples that are in the Fayetteville area is Defy Fayetteville, which is an indoor trampoline park, and Paraclete XP Indoor Skydiving, which is an indoor skydiving wind tunnel facility that's in the local area as well. Now, our 5-year goal for Zipquest is that our current average, we can bring in about 10,000 guests a year, but our goal is we want to increase that number by 1,000 for the next 5 years. And so we'd be peaking at 15,000 guests by year 5 of our goal. And this right here concludes my presentation on Zipquest, Waterfall, and Treetop Adventure.